Hello, in this video we'll be introduced to African dramas, that is dramas written by Africans. And first on the list we'll be treating The Blood of a Stranger by Dele Charlie. By the end of this video we'll be able to give a plot account of the drama, also the setting, the themes, the characters used by Dele Charlie to drive home the message of the drama, and also we'll treat the language and style. We'll be able to tell what language and style used by Dele Charlie to drive home the message. And at the tail end of the video, we will be discussing past questions of SSC and UTME as students preparing for examinations. Hello, in this video, we'll be treating the plot account of The Blood of a Stranger, written by Dele Charlie. The story begins with Maligo, who is the chief advisor to King Santigi of Mandovi. He declares that an unidentified white man will be their village guest soon, as written to him in a letter from his brother from the city. He met Soko, who is the priest of the village shrine, to liaise with him to buttress his letter and lie, which obviously is a lie, that the white man will be coming into their land for the betterment of the society, but it was for their own selfish reasons. The white man came in with the supposed promise of starting up a tobacco plantation for the betterment of the people of Mandovi, whereas his intention is to exploit the diamond resources in the land. As suspected by Kindo, who is the chief warrior and also the prince to the land, as suspected by Kindo that it's a manipulation of Maligo and Soko to carry out their own greed and selfish desires. Kindo put a watchful eyes on the both of them, and they couldn't really carry out their plans. The white man's intentions were cut short by the watchful eyes of Kindo, who is the chief warrior of the land. Back to Soko. Soko actually is the chief priest of the land who connived with Maligo to lie to the people that it was actually the divine providence of the spirits of the land to accept the white man's offer in coming into land, and that was actually the difference of what they've been practicing for years, not accepting foreigners, most especially white men, because they know nothing good comes from the white people coming into their land. But since the chief priest has said it's a provision from the spirit forefathers to accept the white man into their land, they accepted. The white man came in, who is symbolically referred to as the Whitehead. He came in, brought in his evil substance, which the villagers thought was tobacco. That actually helps the white man to manipulate the villagers, including the king of Mandovi. But his plans were cut short by Kindo's watchful eyes, where he tried to violate his girlfriend, and other plans he tried to incorporate in the village were all cut short by the watchful eyes of Kindo. The blood that was actually meant to purify the land by the incoming of the white man, which was supposed to be a stranger of the land, was now the blood of the white man. He was the blood of the stranger used to put things in order in the village. That's pretty much the plot account of The Blood of a Stranger. In the next video, we'll be treating the setting and the style and language used by Dele Charlie. Hello, in this video we will be treating the setting, language and style used by Dele Charlie in his book The Blood of a Stranger. For the setting, the book Blood of a Stranger is set in a fictional village called Mando in the country Sierra Leone. This era of this setting talks about the oppression and the freedom from white men. Just after the oppression and freedom. And then he also talks about the unavoidable conflict between tradition and modernization of the British people. He talks about how the Africans see tradition and culture, and how the British see these traditions and culture as archaic and weird. Okay, so that's pretty much about the setting. And okay, let's move to the language and style used by Daily Charlie. The language used by Daily Charlie in this book is very simple but very compact and profound. It is simple in the sense that he made use of simple English languages, but it is compact in the sense that adages, proverbs to drive home African rooted meanings in words were also used. So it takes a deeper understanding of these adages and proverbs to understand the meaning the writer is trying to drive home about. And also he made use of elevated language in the sense that they made use of ambiguous English styles that you can only use the dictionary to understand these words. So that's pretty much the setting, language and style Daily Charlie used in his book Blood of a Stranger. In our next video, we will be treating the themes embedded in the book Blood of a Stranger as written by Daily Charlie. Hello, in this video, we'll be treating the themes embedded in The Blood of a Stranger as written by Daily Charlie. And first on the list is colonialist arrogance and exploitation. This theme talks about the colonialist as seen in Whitehead's character coming to exploit the resources. He actually came in guise of bringing betterments and riches to uplift the lifestyle of these Africans, but in his heart of hearts, he wanted to exploit the resources of Sierra Leone in Mandovi, and that is seen in the rich diamond deposits in Mandovi. And also he has arrogance of his own culture being superior to that of Africans. Another thing is patriotism and resistance to oppression. This was seen in the character of Kindo, who is the chief warrior of the land and also the prince of Mando. He is patriotic to knowing the truth and uncovering the schemes and lies of Whitehead, Maligu and Soko. He actually knew that they were up to something no good for the land, but for greed and exploitation. So he was patriotic enough to do all he could to bring out these schemes to light. And also he was resistant to the oppressions. He would have allowed Maligu to oppress him, but he resisted. Another thing driven home is greed and ambition. And ambition as seen in the lives of Maligu, Soko and Whitehead. This theme is really strong in the sense that Maligu never stopped to think of the consequences that will come about the exploitation of Whitehead on their land. He only sought for his pockets, for his own selfish desires. And also Soko was so greedy and ambitious that he manipulated his post as the chief priest of the land. And not to talk about Whitehead, who left his own land in order to exploit the rich deposits of diamond in Mandoland. This is a result of his greed and ambition for wealth. Another thing Daily Charlie drive home is the theme of uncritical adherence to culture. Culture is seen as one thing sacrosanct in Mandoland. He is so strict and apt to carrying out every bit of culture as practiced by his forefathers without an evaluation of the consequences of this modern age. So he is so critical about carrying out those things his forefathers did in order to do same. Another thing embedded in this great book is culture clash and erosion of customs. It is seen in the life of the Whitehead and the lives of the people of Mandoland. Whitehead actually came in order to exploit the land's resources also eroding the culture of the land by bringing in his own Western culture, and this was seen as a corrosion by Kindo, especially, who sees him as so arrogant and exploitative, and then he fought against these things that he was only seeing because he was patriotic to his land. Another thing, which is the last, is moral decadence and corruption. This was seeing the lives of Maligu, lives of Whitehead, and the lives of Soko. They never sought for the morals of the society. They only sought for their selfish desires. And Whitehead actually wanted to violate Wara, who is the girlfriend of Kindo. They never tried to do anything right. They never tried to do anything to please the society, but for themselves. So these are pretty much the themes embedded in Blood of a Stranger, as written by Dilly Charlie. In our next video, we'll be treating the characters as used by Dilly Charlie in The Blood of a Stranger. Hello, in this video, we'll be treating the characters as used by Dilly Charlie to drive home the message of The Blood of a Stranger. And first on our list is Maligu. Maligu is a very wise man, the advisor to King Santigi of Mando. He is seen as very wise because he can read and write, as opposed to other characters in The Blood of a Stranger. He used his position to manipulate his own selfish desires through the people of Mandovi. That's why he manipulated the message gotten from Whitehead through the people to drive home his selfish desires. Another character is Soko. Soko is the village shrine priest who sees and hears from the forefathers of the land. He used his position also to drive home his selfish desires. Maligo actually came to him to support his lie that the white man is coming into their land to create schools and also create a plantation of tobacco for the betterment of the society, whereas it's for their own selfish desires. Soko is seen as someone that never tells lie, but we all know the other way around. Another character is Kindo. Kindo is the prince of the land, also the chief warrior of Mando. He is seen as someone that is so patriotic to bringing truth to light in the land. He also sought for the betterment and increasing development in the society of Mando, but his desire for Mandoland was cut short by the selfish desires of Soko, Maligu, and Whitehead. He is also a strong man and a lover to Wara. Another character is Wara. Wara is in love with Kindo. She is a stranger to Mandoland. Her people are seen as strangers to Mandoland, so they don't really count her as the indigene of Mandoland. So when they wanted to use the blood of a stranger to cleanse the land as erupted by the coming in of Whitehead, they wanted to use hers, but their plans failed, and then it bounced back to Whitehead. His own blood was spilled. Wara is seen as someone that is so in love with Kindo and could do anything for Kindo, even by going into the shrine to make love. Another character is Whitehead. Whitehead is very ambitious, very greedy, very callous in the sense that he doesn't really care about the feelings of the people, but what he wants from any land. He goes into Mandoland to exploit them, coming in guise as a helper to bring in goodies of development and also to bring in education into the land. But we all know what he wanted, so he is a very bad man and the villain of the book Blood of a Stranger. And the last character I'm going to talk about is King Santigi. King Santigi is a very good man. He listens to his advisor Maligu. That's why Maligu was able to manipulate him by bringing in a false letter or a false desire of bringing in the white men into the land. King Santigi is an ardent, strict and performer of the customs of the land. He sees the custom of the land as something, as a no-go area. He does everything to the letter. He is a good king, on the other hand, but he's somewhat arrogant and somewhat ignorant. So these are pretty much the characters we can find in Blood of a Stranger. In our next video, we'll be treating past questions from SSC and Post-Tremi to prepare you for your upcoming examination.